Go ahead and call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Merriman.
Here.
Mr. Merriman. Mr. Mattern.
Here.
Dr. Scarpone.
Present.
Fiscal Officer, Ms. Prophet is out. Solicitor, Mr. Lynn.
Present.
Mayor Mike Petrola.
Present.
Administrator, Mr. Kasegi.
Present.
Mr. DiStefano.
Here.
Mr. Spence here. Mrs. Dameron.
Here.
Will everyone please stand for a moment of silence on the pledge? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Since the fiscal officer is unavailable, I'd like to make a motion to make Randy Spence administrator and/or clerk for this meeting.
Second.
Mr. Merriman.
Yay.
Mr. Mattern.
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone.
Yay.
Mr. DiStefano.
Yay.
Mr. Spence, yay. Mrs. Dameron.
Yay.
Council, we need a motion to approve our minutes from our last council meeting, July 9th, 2026.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Mr. Merriman.
Yay.
Mr. Mattern.
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone.
Yay.
Mr. DiStefano.
Yay.
Mr. Spence, yay. Mrs. Dameron.
Yay.
Thank you, council. Is there anyone wishing to appear before council this evening? Floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Kyle Ayers. I'm with TGS, seismograph company. We were here a couple meetings ago. We just wanted to come tonight to provide you guys with an update of what we've been up to and maybe answer any questions you have and see where we can go from here. So we, since the last time we were here, we looked at the map of where all the equipment that we were planning to put out and what we were looking to do. And we had modified the plan to put them on roads and locations that we think, without actually going out physically and looking at them, is a good location for us. We're kind of looking for a little bit of feedback from the village to see, maybe in a working session or something as such, if those locations would work or good, or there's any concerns with these locations. And then we also let you know about the financial aspect of it, which we would pay the city to help facilitate that process to review and administer a permit for us to go ahead and utilize some of the roads and property that you guys have. So essentially that's what we've done. We've tried to put those points to the best place we can without investing more money and time into it. And we're willing to do that and have additional working sessions with the village. We're just looking for a little bit of a commitment before we start bringing in more resources to move forward on that process. So I don't know if that's something the village has considered. I know there was also a discussion about getting a RUMA put in order to protect the village. So those are all things we're looking to do.
Yeah, we could.
If you do it in the streets, we have sanitation things coming up too. You can have it roll it, just try to
Yeah.
have it one night.
Yeah, we could do that. Further discuss, because we did get, Jesse and I both got your emails, so we got to just distribute those to council for further reading. But
Sure.
yeah, we could have a street meeting.
And we'd also like to go start talking to some of the folks in the village and get their permission as well. We didn't want to come into the village prematurely, I guess, right?
Yeah, they would. Yeah, you guys would need to get a butchered that, solicitation license through the police department to be able to go knock on doors.
Okay. Even if we're gonna pay people, we're not really soliciting anything.
Council, do I have your approval to let Chief Vanderborn speak at the moment? If everyone's in agreement, just say aye.
Aye.
Chief, can you weigh in on this matter, please? Just so I don't want to give him the incorrect information.
As long as he's not soliciting door to door, he can go door to door, but all we would require is that you have proper identification, because we would be flooded with calls. If you're going door to door, we're gonna get the calls. Right.
Yeah, and we didn't want, that's why we haven't done it yet, because we wanted to make sure everybody was on board with what
Yep.
we're trying to do.
I just want to check with him. I don't want to tell you the wrong stuff. See, I was butchering the words, butchering what you got to do.
So, yeah, we can come meet with you.
I don't think anybody's against it.
Yeah.
Get that.
I'll give you a card, and just when you wanna start doing it, just give a card. Let us know when you're going around. We're gonna be the ones flooded with calls.
I think we should invite them to the street meeting.
Thinking that they're being slick.
Sure. And it's not necessarily door to door. We have specific locations and people that we're gonna go talk
We
to.
need to be on the same page.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Chief.
Can we do a formal announcement or something to the public, just so that they're aware?
Yep. You guys can get with me. I can put it on social media as well.
Put it out on the police department.
Yeah.
page also.
Yeah, we'll let people know. And then we would probably invite you guys to come to our street meeting if that's okay.
Absolutely.
We'll try to keep it as quick as possible for you.
Yeah, not a problem.
But that way we can hammer out,
Yeah.
and you guys will be present if we have further questions at that meeting. Well, council just have to figure out dates for that.
I anticipate a sanitation meeting with Jake's emails coming on up. We got to discuss those. So we have a streets and sanitation committee, all right? And this all fits in together, all right?
Right.
We have a sanitation meeting. So with the sanitation meeting, I'm not sure yet, but last sanitation meeting we had the sanitation crew up here, and since it involves them. So I'm sure somebody will reach out to you with a couple of dates that are good for us, get you guys together, and then we'll try to get you in and out of there real quick. With the addresses, would you be able to have a list of the addresses that you will be going to go see available at that meeting, such that we would be aware? And if, it's not complete, but at least give us a good idea of who might be calling, or maybe a reach out from, on this list. I'm sure, I don't know, Carmen or Andy might know somebody on that list that they can at least give them a heads up and say, hey,
Yeah.
they're coming.
Yeah, it's quite a few people, right? It's a lot of people, and each receiver point, the sensor locations,
Sure.
we like to find a home for it on
Okay.
somebody's property. And so if somebody says they don't want it, we might go talk to somebody who's 50
Yeah.
feet away
I get it.
and ask them.
All right.
But initially, we have a preferred location for those.
I'm sure we'll be able to fit in your working session here in one of those meetings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great.
And I don't know if you have any more questions. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I don't.
I just might. Do you want to? My colleague might. Do you want to add anything to say?
I'm sorry, do what?
Yeah, either one of you guys want to add anything?
If y'all need any information, we're more than willing to share whatever we have. But the soliciting door to door is just for a little unit that'll be at the yard, that'll be taking readings, will be there about 3 weeks. And so it may be considered soliciting because we are soliciting permission to place that there. And anyway, but we can do a public notification. We do have pre-plotted locations we want, so we know where we want it. The nice thing is they've got 200 foot that we can offset them. So if this person's not home, you go to the next door neighbor, the next door neighbor. But it's nice for them to know what we're doing. We want the public to all know what we're doing, so that they don't get surprised or concerned about a little device that does have a blinking light on it.
Now, is this something that they'll have to move when they cut the grass, or?
Oh, no, we can put it like 2 inches below the surface.
Okay.
I mean, if people allow that, that's what we prefer. That way it's buried and out of the way, outside.
Okay.
We can bring one to the working session so you can see it.
That's what I obviously have no knowledge of what you're actually doing, so pardon my ignorance, but it has to stay there for 3 weeks. What does it actually do for 3 weeks, or do you just send signals periodically?
We send signals during the day when we're working, and it's just taking those readings. So it's reading the reflection sections from the subsurface layers of rocks.
So all it does is really shoot down.
It doesn't do anything.
It's
just
an inert
It's a listening device.
Yeah.
Okay.
It monitors everything.
So it really doesn't do anything to the surface or
Nope.
doesn't bother animals or people? Okay.
It just gets a little blip every time a wave comes back. It just if you think about an earthquake machine that you see, or even a lie detector where it's doing a little, that's all it's doing.
Like a seismograph.
And when trucks drive by, it picks up their readings too, but we filter it all.
Okay.
So, we thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys, and we'll be in touch with you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be here for the rest of the meeting.
Is anyone else wishing to speak before council this evening? All right, I will turn it over to Solicitor Lynn for our ordinances and resolutions.
Okay. First one is going to be ordinance number 2026-27. This has been, you all got an email of what this text actually says. It's a lot different than it was from the first reading. But those 27, 31, and 32 did not make it into your packets tonight, so you have it all in your email. You've had it for a week, but I just wanted to let you know that if it's it's also a little bit different than what's written here, in the title's different also, because it was also amended, so. The first one is ordinance number 2026-27, an ordinance amending chapter 955 of the codified ordinances of the Village of Wintersville, chapter 955, garbage and rubbish disposal, specifically sections 95505, 95506, and 95511. And that would be our second read of that. So if you have any changes anybody would like to make, please email me in that chain where that's at. Second is resolution number 2026-31. If you'll allow me to make sure I read the right title. Oh, yeah, 31. Sorry, I have one more. A resolution declaring the mayor's and council's intention to invest funds in the manner of a perpetual fund, wherein all principal shall be maintained within an investment account and the interest will be spent on projects subject to the decisions of the council. That would also be a second read. Again, that's, in that email, you can see that was changed significantly from the last time you saw it. Next is ordinance number 2026-32, an ordinance adopting a public records policy on production and or inspection of police video records for law enforcement videos and declaring an emergency. That one wasn't changed all that much, but it does have an exhibit that you guys should all look at carefully. The Chief Vanderborn and Captain Fabian both have also received a copy of that. And that's a second read also, so, of that one.
But it said declaring an emergency.
If you'd like to, you can pass it tonight. But if we can still do a third read and declare an emergency, it'll just go into effect faster with the emergency clause. But if you'd like to suspend the rules, you can, so I'll leave that up to you if anyone wants to make a motion. And then we move on to ones that are in your packet. Ordinance number 2026-33, an ordinance providing for an advance from the General Fund 1000 to the Police Disability and Pension Fund 2131 for the Village of Wintersville for the calendar year 2026 and declaring an emergency. That's a first read, and it looks like it's supposed to be passed tonight based on the information on the bottom.
All right, I'll put forth a motion to suspend the rules, and that's 33, 2026-33.
Second.
Mr. Merriman,
Yay.
Mr. Mattern,
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone,
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano.
Yay.
Mr. Spence, yay. Mrs. Dameron.
Yay.
Put forth a motion to accept ordinance 2026-33.
Second. I have a quick question on it. It's, so we're transferring $10,000. How long will that last? Is this a one-timer, or are we going to have to do it again, or maybe we should ask Trish
she's
next
not
time she
here.
comes back? Trish is, okay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yeah.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Mr. Spence, yay. Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
This one needs to be on emergency. This needs to be on emergency. Yeah. Jason, to answer your question, that was just an advancement for the $10,000. I don't think it's gonna be all the time
Yeah, yeah.
after reading further.
Benny pointed out until second installment. is
Installments
received.
received, yeah, so
Kinda
it'll,
makes sense
it'll
now.
go back.
Yep, all right.
Next is resolution number 2026-34, resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. And
That has to be in today?
it's, according to what I was just telling, I believe so, right, Jesse? Yes. So we need to suspend the rules on that.
Motion to suspend the rules on 2026-34.
Second.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Mr. Spence, yay. Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Motion to approve 2026-34.
Second.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Mr. Spence, yay. Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
And last is another ordinance, a resolution, excuse me, which will be resolution number 2026-35, an ordinance approving the budget amendment for the solid waste management plan of the Jefferson Belmont Regional Solid Waste Authority and declaring an emergency.
Motion to suspend the rules on 2026-35.
Second.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Mr. Spence, yay. Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Motion to approve 2026-35.
Second.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Mr. Spence, yay. Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
If anybody has any questions on especially 2026, 27, that's the garbage one. I think I got everything from the meeting that we had about sanitation. Feel free to give me a call before that next meeting so we can make sure we don't have anything we need to change again.
In the council meeting notes, it says 955.01, .05, and .06. Did you say something else?
I did, because that,
11.
that's what I was telling you, was it's not, it's actually now gonna be 95501 is out, that's no longer being amended.
Okay.
And now it's 95505, 95506, and 95511.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jake. Moving on, there are no announcements. Moving on to reports and communications. First is the Mayor's Court report. City revenue for July of 2026 was $6,802.50. State revenue was $1,383. Other revenue was $70. Total revenue was $8,255.50. Police report for the month of July 2026. We had 134 complaints, 34 traffic arrests, 4 criminal arrests, 18 accidents, 30 cases, 15 alarm calls, 19 juvenile cases, 5 nuisance enforcement, 250 incoming calls, 8 parking violations, 0 vehicle impounds, 5 K-9 requests, 34 auxiliary hours, and 9 assist out-of-town agencies. Code enforcement for July of 2026, we had 8 licenses for $600, 13 permits for $400, bring the grand total to $1,000. Next up, if we could all have a quick moment of silence. Mr. Lockhart's wife has recently passed away, so I ask now everyone to have a quick moment of silence, please. Thank you. Also, please keep Mr. Lockhart in our prayers. His health is not the greatest at the moment. I know our council president keeps an eye on him, being his neighbor. Please keep him and his entire family in our prayers. Charlene?
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Still Valley, ridership is up 9.5% year-to-date from last year. Most routes have shown an increase in ridership throughout the week, with Red Line, Blue Line, Raylan, and Triple showing a slight decrease. The weekend, Saturday, holiday routes have also shown an increase in ridership. ODOT funding, scheduling and dispatch software. Drivers are still in training. Also having issues with modems on buses. Surveillance camera systems. Cameras are in buses. Tim Turner, transit manager, stated that he is very impressed with cameras. Go buses. 124 passenger trips for the last 2.5 months. Still Valley has received a call from the San Francisco College director concerning the Go Bus system. They're interested in it. Mr. Turner reported that Still Valley plans to provide shuttle service for several community events, including the Jefferson County Fair, as part of the authority's community outreach efforts. Scrap bus bidding. So far, it's been 2 bids. And it's been advertisement for a public relations coordinator. The essential duties and responsibilities, some of them consist of serve as the authority primary communications and public information representative, develop, write, and media advisory, newsletters, and official public communications. Build and maintain positive working relationships with local media outlets, elected officers, community organizations, and regional partners. Represent SVRTA at community meetings, public events, and outreach activities. Monitor public feedback and media coverage while recommending strategies to enhance the authority's public images. So far, they're really getting a lot of applications on this public relations coordination. So that's what's going on right now at Still Valley. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Charlene. All right. Moving on to the mayor's report. Council, is everyone available, at least the finance committee? We need a finance meeting. I think Jesse and I said it would Tuesday, August 11th, this coming Tuesday at 6 p.m. work.
Yes. Carm,
Yes.
Randy.
Yes.
All right. So Tuesday,
you said? Sorry.
6 p.m., Tuesday, August 11th, which
Got
will
it.
be this
Thank you.
coming Tuesday for finance meeting. Council, remember, starting in September, we go back to 2 meetings per month, first and third Thursdays. Next on my list, citizens that, we love people that volunteer and get involved in the community. One thing, at least myself, we've just ran into this issue. If you plan on doing anything on village property, we had a gentleman, I guess, plant some flowers Try to let Jesse or myself know so we can let everyone else know that, especially Public Works. When you're doing things on our property, if you're planting stuff so they don't get destroyed, just in general, we're pretty lenient and we work well with everyone. We're happy to see people donate and get involved, but it was brought to multiple people's attention what had happened, and we apologize for the inconvenience. But again, a little bit of communication with us actually goes a long way around here. Want to thank ODOT. If anyone noticed, they finally came on Main Street and put up our new signs, the overhead signs for the turning signals. Jesse was kind enough. We are now going to finish. I think we got about 8 street signs that we have to do that are overhead. So he met with Matt. Those will be getting done here very soon. We've been working on trying to get these overhead signs done now, I think with ODOT for 2 years. Yeah. So I want to also give a special thanks to Paul Cicero with the police department. He saved us from having to send one of our Public Works guys driving the aero board all day with ODOT. He saved us so they could go and do other stuff. So we want to thank Paul for always showing up whenever we ask him to. He's a big help. We heard from Eric Hilty, the county engineer, today. The salt bids came back at $123 per ton, which with our 900 tons, it would come to $110,700 for this year. If we would have stayed in the ODOT contract, it would have been $139,500. So we have a savings of $28,800 by going in with the county. We don't have a lot of details yet. He's going to give us a lot more details, who the supplier is and how everything's going to work and when the salt is coming, once he has authorization to meet with the winning bid. Definitely want to thank Jesse and all of our departments, the women in the front office, the police department, all the Public Works. Everyone's been working together a lot. We've done tons of shut-offs. We've done a bunch of projects. We're getting stuff done quickly. I know citizens, you're probably still going to complain. This hasn't been done. We're working as efficiently as humanly possible to get everything done. And everyone's working a lot of hours to get it achieved as efficiently as we can. So bear with us, but everyone's been doing a great job getting tons of things done. Jesse's been out there with them constantly. Like I said, the police have been helping out with different things and with the road crews and traffic, so everything's been going very well. Caddis Road sidewalks, if anyone's noticed, they have started the project. We were told their plan is to be done and out of here by the end of August, but that also depends on weather and any other major problems they may run into. Next on my list, we've had some numerous complaints, over the weekend. So one thing I know we keep bringing up, we keep harping, Jesse and I, we give out our cell phones to call us and text us. And if you're gonna do that, one thing I ask, I think, was it Sunday during the flood? Yeah. Sunday, I understand we got tons of rain. It's not really normal for this area. It's becoming normal. But if you're going to message me, at least give me your name and where you're at so I can try to resolve the problem. Screaming at me through a text message and not giving me your name, I believe that's a coward. So I'm not going to answer you. That's all we ask. Give names. You can call us whatever names you want to call us, but at least tell us where you're at so we can try to resolve your problem. Try not to go to Facebook. There's so much misinformation on the internet these days. We present so much stuff up here. Council, this is the most transparent council you're going to find, in my opinion, in the Ohio Valley. So they may not want to hear it, but call one of them. They're elected officials as well. Call me. Call Jesse. Me and Jesse, we answer the phone 24/7, believe it or not. We are constantly on the phone. It's annoying at times, but there's so much misinformation on Facebook of what's going on, who's doing what, why Caddis Road's delayed. I don't even want to say the word flock cameras, but that's a whole other misinformation. There's so much misinformation out there. If you want answers and you want to know what's actually going on, just simply call us, text us, let us know who you are. We're not nasty. Jesse can get a little rough sometimes, but we're actually very friendly. We will be happy to answer and give you all the answers that we have. And if we don't have the answers, we're not going to lie to you or make up BS. We're going to try to get you the answers. Just like if it's a legal thing, we're going to call Jake. So that's all we ask is we're big on communication. We're trying to communicate better. But when you're going on the internet, we don't have time to sit there all day and try to fight off social media and what they're telling you. Please just call us. We're here to actually help, provide answers, and do the best we can. We have the best intentions of this village at heart, and I'm speaking for everyone sitting up here, not just Jesse and I. But him and I, we get a lot of calls, a lot of messages. It helps to know where you're located when you got flooding. Helps to know if there's a water break and you don't tell me where you live. I mean, so please, that's my only thing is please call us again, 740-424-1975. At least let me know your address if you have a problem so we can come and actually help you. So I'm going to end my rant on some good notes here. Our marijuana money for the month of July came in at $70,485.68. Bring our grand total that we've received on cannabis fund $1,319,977.54. So that's some good news for the village. And last thing I have, we want to welcome 5 new businesses. WVU, I had a chance to tour their new facility. It is beautiful, and the expansion they're going to do in the coming months on the other side with right now Dr. Powell. He's just opened his office there. Ruby Lee's Kitchen, TNT Medical, Better Movement Therapy, and Under the Shade Tree Mobile Mechanic. 5 new businesses. I believe that brings us to 7 total on the year and 45 total since 2022. So we welcome all the businesses, and if anybody's out there hoping to open one, please contact. We will definitely help you get opened here in the village. All right. That is all I have. Anybody have any questions or concerns?
What is TNT Medical? Do you know?
They do medical training, I believe, like CPR training and a few things. I spoke to the owner. She was very nice. They're opened up an office right there in Elite Physical Therapies building.
Okay, and how much money did we collect on our shut-offs for water, for delinquent accounts?
Oh, Lord.
Man.
One day was, I think, roughly $6,500.
I think we're over $10,000, $12,000.
Yeah, we've collected a lot of
I
money.
think they got them all. They got them all taken care of. I'll find out here in 1 second.
Yep.
You can talk for a couple more minutes.
Well, the mayor can.
I think everyone's heard enough of the mayor. Yeah, I think we've done a lot of shut-offs. Probably over 12.
How's the billing system with the water meters and?
So that's it's going well. Our next thing is, and I'll explain it, is our meters. I'll explain that. That's our next thing that we're going to do.
All right.
Okay. Yep.
All right. That's the end of my report. I will turn it over to Jesse for the administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Real quick, just to recap that salt bid, Eric Hilty did that in an astonishing less than 7 days. From when he called us to what he wanted to do, it was less than 7 days to get this done. And I think it kind of worked out for our benefit because the day he called me, we had moved that council meeting to that Thursday because we wouldn't have had one. And his meeting was, I believe, the following week. So he really went above and beyond and got it all done within 7 days. So good job for him, man. I really appreciate it. We all do. The out here on Grove Street, which you'll see as it gets darker earlier, come winter, all of Grove Street LED lights were upgraded from AEP, and all the floodlights outside the police or the village building were updated to LEDs, and there was another floodlight added as you come in. The lot is lit up pretty nice. The street's lit up really nice. It looks really good. We talked with Frank from AEP a couple weeks ago. Caddis Road's going to be getting lights here this week or next. He was going to start this week. I don't know if something happened or whatever, but it's already in the work orders in, so that'll look nice. I think there's going to be a total of 23 lights on Caddis Road that'll be upgraded. Regarding the the sewer department had a big inspection last week. It's a 5-year inspection. They passed. It's a complicated inspection. You have a lot of things that you got to do to get things ready to go. It was all hands on deck. Everybody helped. All of us. I went down and helped in everything to make sure that this went well. This is a 5-year inspection. We passed with flying colors, which was great. Everything was exactly where it needed to be. We spent a lot of time and we spent a lot of money to get this done. It was awesome. My hat's off to those guys. We maintained and cutting grass, but everybody helped out in sewer. So now that that's done, we have now shifted to water. So we have gone to Alice Land, Eisenhower, Luray Drive, Powell's Lane, Crawford Avenue, Winters Drive, doing catch basins, different patchwork, different curb work, Rex Avenue. And there's a few. They were just back on Luray Drive today. We had to fix a hydrant. Fernwood Road across from Shorax, that hydrant's getting fixed. The one on 22 and 43 is getting fixed. The one on Two Ridge Road is getting fixed, as well as the fire department. We also fixed a storm drain on Luray Drive before the old drive-in. This is something we've been doing for the past 2 weeks. We did about 40 or so shutoffs, which just didn't involve shutoffs. It involves finding the curb boxes, because a lot of these houses, grandma and grandpa lived in. They always paid their bill. Nobody ever had to go over there to do anything. Now you have new people buying it. Those were never marked. So now we are exposing those valves, hydro-excavating those valves to have less digging, shut them off if they were non-payment, or just actually exposing them so we can mark them, because God forbid you're on vacation and your house floods and we have no way to shut it off but the whole road. So we're working on those, as well as the rest of the meters that need to be put in, or troubleshooting. I went out and troubleshot a couple of them this week to help out. That's what we got an ongoing list, spreadsheet of getting stuff done, and on top of the curbs or the catch basins getting fixed, and behind the street department, we had an issue with water running down into neighbor's yard. We've addressed that today. Everybody is just getting it all done, and it's the most that we've gotten done in a long time, and everything is running smooth. And I say that because we're working with less people. The drama is pretty much gone, and there was drama, and I'm not for it. And finally, we got things going on. The only issue that we're having is that, again, and Randy's going to probably add to this, every month we send our bills out. We send them out by the 3rd. We sent out this past month's water bills on the 31st. Councilman Spence got his 3.5 weeks later in shreds. So, and he'll elaborate on what he did. Like I said, we send them out, and every month I send them out usually the same time. And I have a list here. They're weighed, they're scanned, how many pieces are sent out, and I get a total. Now that we have online billing and e-billing, which I've been a part of for about 3 months now, it's awesome. I don't get a bill. I save I think I'll save the village $9.87 because you don't put a stamp on my bill anymore. It's already sent out. It's already paid. So I'm never late. So I'm pushing hard for e-billing. You got a question, call me about that. 740-381-8949 is the best way to get a hold of me. I can help you through it. I've helped a couple people through it that weren't sure about e-billing and online. I sit there and I'll talk them through it. I'll just get on my computer and I'll get on my account, kind of like I'm trying to see what they're seeing, and we get things going. And MuniLink's pretty quick on getting responses back for any answers that, questions I may have. So it's a good thing. It's working great. The more people we get on, the less bills we have to send out. And once you do e-billing, as soon as it posts, you get a notification, and then you can control when you get your bill, when you want it paid. So again, I'm pressing hard for that. Kimball trash contract, we're going to rebid for Kimball. Our contract ends the 31st of October. So I'm going to send out, like I did 3 years ago, a 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year bid request. We'll send it out to Kimball, Waste Management, whoever. We'll put it out into the internet, and they can bid on it if they're interested. So as soon as I can send that out, I'll send it out here for about 3 weeks or so, and we'll get it back, and I'd like to have it passed before, like towards the middle of October, so they have time to, if it's a new company or something, they can prep for it. So it's pretty simple. Yep.
On the, so we had a sanitation meeting on the 20th, okay, July 20th. And in that meeting, we discussed about the possibility of extending that contract with Kimball for a year, but Jake didn't particularly like the language that was in there. Is there any way, when we send out this bid package, that Jake can include in that, if you want to participate in the extra year part, it has to be worded in this form or fashion such that we don't run into that again. I mean, we had an opportunity to extend our current contract, however, the verbiage wasn't just right, and it would just be, if it's possible,
Good.
We could do that, or we could also, once the bid is accepted, when we negotiate, the exact part, we can make that clause fit the way it needs to be.
Okay.
And how you said it was exactly right. If it had been extending the contract under the same terms, we would have been able to do that. But the fact that the terms would be different.
Yeah.
The courts have interpreted that as a whole new contract, so it has to be rebid.
Okay.
All right, and one more thing, since we're going to have a finance meeting, we have to discuss the water, sewer, and trash rates, but water rates first. The EPA is coming down hard on municipalities regarding if you can pay your loans back. And with the Caddis Road, and the issue is people in the past, you haven't raised rates, and they're looking at it, so they're mandating everybody who applies for loans and stuff to have a rate structure on how you're going to pay for these loans and infrastructure. Now we'll talk more in finance about it, but in 2020, 21, 22, and 23, we had no debt. Well, in 2021, you guys signed an agreement for new water meters. COVID kind of delayed everything, but we have to start paying that back. Now we have Caddis Road, and we'll have water lines for the next 40 years that we got to replace, and we got to make sure that we can do that business sense to pay that back. And when you don't raise rates, it doesn't work like that, and the EPA is not going to grant any loans to anybody, no matter what, unless you're paying flat cash for everything and you don't need a loan. So when we have a council meeting or when we have a finance meeting, I'll bring out exactly what we're going to have to look at, what we're going to need to do, and what's going to have to pass to get started to move forward, or it'll be delayed even more. So I've already talked to Trish about that. Our asset management is 90% done. I have, he's working on a number, and then after we do asset management, we're going straight into a rate study. But to get started, by the end of the month, when we have a finance meeting, we're going to have an actual thing shown that this is what we're going to do. Any questions?
Just to add to that real quick, I did meet with a commissioner last week. We do not have our new water rates. They have not increased ours for buying in bulk yet. They are still in negotiations with Toronto. Hopefully that'll be done very soon, and then we will end up having our negotiations back on the table for our new rates from the county.
So that's the big holdup with us in asset management on what the future holds on what we're going to have to raise our rates for, because we buy off of the county. But at this point, if we're doing exactly what we're doing, and we're going to stay like that for a few months, then we have numbers and stuff like that, and we will go from there. Now, when that time comes to negotiate a contract, yes, it's probably going to go up, but that's just the way it is. You got to sustain what you have, and we've been doing a lot with less, and things are expensive, and sewer is expensive, and it's just the way it is. So we're just looking at 3, 5, 10, 20, 30 years down the road. That's what we're looking at. That's the way I'm looking at it. I just can't look at it today and tomorrow and be like, oh, we're good. We got to get Caddis Road done. We have deadlines we have to meet. We have to show that we can pay this back. We are being proactive and long-term solution for, investment for Wintersville. So
I believe the last time we raised the rates was 2014,
2013.
2013. And to elaborate on the water bills, the system's been up and running, the new software. We purchased new card stock because the post office said that the card stock was too thin. That was done. So for the past 3 months, I haven't received a water bill. So I called the postmaster in Steubenville and asked him, how are we going to fix this problem? Because we have all these people in Wintersville calling us saying, hey, you need to pay my late fee because, I didn't get a bill. So the way it goes is, just like Jesse said, we print off 15 to 18,000 pieces of mail.
100.
And we put them in a bin, and we take them down to Steubenville, and we drop them off, and they give us back a list of how many pieces we give them. Now, that mail, in turn, goes to Pittsburgh. It goes to Pittsburgh, it gets sorted or whatever, it comes back, and it's delivered through Steubenville into Wintersville. So I told him that I'm a councilman, and I says, I haven't received my water bill for 3 months. And the day after I talked to him, I received half of my bill from 3 months ago. So I told him, I says, well, I have all these people calling me. I says, is there somebody we can call down there? Do we need to call Pittsburgh? We need to get somebody on the line because this, it's not 1 or 2 people. So he told me that they can call him downtown Steubenville. So Jesse said that the bills usually go out at the end of the month and no later than the 3rd of the next month. So if you haven't received your bill, I've lived here for 25, 30 years. I know when I get my water bill, and if it doesn't come, there's a red flag. Okay, I get to call and say, hey, what's my bill? So you can call the girls in the water office and say, hey, did the water bills go out on time? They'll tell you if there's a problem, and if not, they'll say, yes, they went out on time. And if you didn't receive a bill, you need to call the postmaster in Steubenville. That's because we're getting, hey, you guys need to pay, my late fee. We can't control the mail. And so that is the first step. And we have been getting a handful of letters back with yellow labels on them saying that they can't be mailed. And I asked him, I said, well, who puts those labels on? And he said, well, we don't. He said, they must come from Pittsburgh. I said, well, why would they come from Pittsburgh? Because Pittsburgh's not the one that's trying to mail them. So I'm trying to clear that one up now. So we sent all the ones that had the yellow stickers on them that are either undeliverable or no address found or something like that, and he's going to research those. So just be patient. Call the girls if it's gone out at the regular time. Call down Steubenville, ask for the postmaster, and say, hey, I'm in Wintersville. This bills went out. I never got my water bill.
What's he going to do?
He's going to research it. He's going to call Pittsburgh.
But in the meantime, they don't have a bill, so is there a way it can be reprinted or a
Yeah, we
second?
could reprint it, yeah, you
They-
reprint, call, text, whatever.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they could come and pick it up or something if worse comes to worse? Okay.
Or they can call, because typically okay, it's the first week of the month, I should be getting my water bill.
I'm sure the ladies wouldn't mind if you gave them your account number, they would give you the balance that
Over the
you owe.
phone?
Yep, that's what
Yeah,
I say. Yep.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Not at all. Yeah, I think that was it.
All right.
Yeah.
You done, Jess?
Yeah, yes, I am, yep.
All right. That's it for the administrator's report. You're welcome. Moving on to unfinished business.
Did we ever get a schedule for, paving for the streets?
No, we're waiting on the water lines have to be, once we get that, we can sit
Yes,
down and
once we
figure out
get
where we're
that,
gonna
we-
start
we
with
can-
water lines and figure out the paving
Yep,
next.
Okay.
yes.
We're close though, very, very close.
I got one. So we spoke on this years ago about these AT&T bills. I mean, if you look this month, I mean, it's like $10,000. I mean, we've got to try to lower this down. I mean, so you could read them all. It comes to $10,000. It's like every 10 days you get a bill. It comes to $9,718.98 for AT&T. We spoke years ago about it, and we tried to lower it down, but it seems like it's just getting higher and higher.
Well, we got rid of Comcast and went straight AT&T.
We still have one Comcast bill. It was $131. I don't know what that was.
Well, we still got a
Internet.
bill with AT&T for that phone in the elevator.
I actually got 3 Comcast bills on there still.
It's $300 a month, and I can't get rid of it until,
But I think the AT&T, we gotta find somebody, I mean, 10,000, that's $120,000 a year for AT&T, come on, man, there has to be somebody else out there that we can negotiate and get a better price.
Have we gotten anywhere with the painting of the police station downstairs? I mean, that was approved, I think, last year.
I can check in with George.
yeah, I'll check with, George is ready to roll. I'll find out. I'll find out by tomorrow.
Thank you.
Anybody else for unfinished business?
That's how much it is.
All right, moving on to new business.
I got a couple things. First and foremost, condolences to Bob Lockhart, Mike, Sean, and Trish. We had a sanitation and streets meeting on the 20th of last month. Did we get notes or minutes for that, Jesse? Will we get those to approve, or?
Yes.
Okay, so I was going to actually cheat off of those to give an update of that meeting, and but I'll try to wing it here from my memory. We did have Benny and Bob, the 2 sanitation main workers here, and they discussed, the complications that they're having on their routes, and they showed us pictures of people, I have a can and I put 3 or 4 bags in that can, but they come across some residences have like 22 bags, okay? And they showed it was like a huge mound. I couldn't count 22, but there was definitely 15, It was huge. And that's just not right. These guys have to face that. They also talked about, garbage all over because an animal got into it. They have to face that and address that. And that's just not fair to them, guys. Another part that is really not fair for them and just downright ignorant is people are throwing food, garbage, or whatever just in the can, in no bag. And, they got a tough enough job. I really think we should be helping out as best as we can to try and make their job safer, first and foremost, and then just a little bit easier on them. I mean, it's been 90 freaking degrees, and these guys are out there slinging garbage. So if there's any consideration that we can do when we're putting out the garbage, please do so. And that was, a big part of that meeting. We're glad Bob and Benny were here. And when we have our next meeting to go over some of the other topics that were in there, I would hope they're here again as well. A couple of the other topics that were talked about was rate increases. Costs are going up all across the board. wages, fuel, insurance, repairs, just your preventive maintenance on these trucks. All these costs are going up, and our garbage is about $12.50 a month, okay? So that is very economical compared to some other communities. But let's face it, it's going to have to go up here soon by some degree. And the guy who's throwing out 22 bags, he's got to get hit with a steeper fee as well. Well, there's no doubt about that. It's only fair. And we also discussed the opportunity of increasing revenues by providing services outside the village. And I think that's an opportunity that we actually got to look into a little bit further and just see what we actually can do. If there is, on Springdale or Talbot or, a couple of these other neighborhoods we just drive by, to Ridge, it just makes sense that we could increase our revenues in some form or fashion by expanding our services outside. So very good sanitation meeting. I am probably tied up next week. We have a change in the ERP, so I'm going to be iffy even for the finance meeting. But maybe that week after, we can set up a streets and sanitation meeting and invite these folks as well. It would be, maybe around the 17th. I'll have to get with everybody next week and follow up with Jesse and Michael and make sure we're all on the same page when we can do this, make it convenient for everybody. Do we have a project going on with Main Street curbing up by, like, Music and Arts? And I saw, like, some cones.
So all the catch basins that we were repaired with concrete now, they were repaired once, we paid for it.
Yeah.
They all got busted, actually some of them 3 times. Mikey Abdallah was nice enough to go back and fix them out of his own pocket. We never asked for a dime. He fixed them multiple times. They have now continued to get broken, so we're going a new route. We're waiting on a few estimates to put steel in there instead of the concrete because the concrete's just not working out. So we did cone off all the ones that are busted that need repaired.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
Thanks for the update. I do want to say, Jesse talked about rates. One of the reasons that the rates didn't go up for years was because we had a hell of a rate with the county. And Jack Gilmore, there was a guy who ran it down there, Jack Gilmore. We had a contract for like 25 years, okay, with a set rate in the water rate. So we knew what our costs were going to be for 25 years. And when you know when your costs are going to be for 25 years, you can plan some things around that. Well, that contract's been gone, and so's Jack Gilmore. So, as we move forward, I'm sure these guys are going to negotiate the best they can, but, we got to be patient. But the cost we had 20 years ago with Mr. Gilmore are not going to be the same cost that we have moving forward. So, best of luck and do your best on getting the best rate we can moving there. And I'm not a Facebooker either, okay? I'm not on 24/7 with my phone, but I will say I got online on Sunday morning. I woke up and the water pressure just didn't seem right. So I got on the Wintersville Facebook page. I didn't see nothing about line flushing or anything. And now I'm getting ready to leave to go golf on Monday. And I says, man, this isn't right. So I shot Jesse a text at about, let's say, 7 o'clock or so, okay? And Jesse replied to me. Not only did he reply to me, he mobilized guys by 8:30 on a Sunday morning. Okay, I woke up at like 5:30 and noticed this was off, but we'll see what's going on. But on a Sunday, in a rainstorm, for our guys to get out there to find it, to repair it, the road was blocked off from the Napa corner up towards like Terramana area. I mean, it was. Now I'm out golfing, all right. But it was a well-coordinated effort when I came back around 1 o'clock, 12:30, that this was halfway done, if not all the way done. So I flip on back to that Wintersville Facebook page, whatever. It had updates on it, okay? It said, hey, we got a water line break. So I would, I'm not a Facebooker, but I'm telling you, that's a very good resource to check for water breaks. And I know from that experience, it's updated on a very timely basis. So I think that's all I have with new business. Good job, Jesse. Appreciate your efforts on Sunday.
Thank you, Jason.
Well, I have one, I'm up and down this road probably about 20 times a day, but, you know, there's car accidents on this road, and it's not the police's fault to come out there and clean up the mess, but there's a lot of glass on this road and a lot of stuff that needs cleaned up still on this road. Maybe the day of or day after, get the street department to go where the accident is and start sweeping some stuff up. There's a lot of residue, glass in the middle lane on our street here from previous car accidents. I think we
That's
should clean them up a little better. I mean, it is.
That's a responsibility of the towing company. You're supposed to clean
Well,
it up.
somebody's got to start cleaning it up.
Yep.
Once in a while, you get a nice car, you don't want to get up the road.
Where was this at? I missed
I
it.
mean, if you drive down there, you'll look in the middle lane where the accident, after they move everything off, there's a lot of glass.
Where was it? Did it just happen?
No, I mean, you just go drive down.
Just
the
in
road.
general?
In
Just-
general,
just
yeah.
what wasn't
Yeah,
one
it's,
accident?
it's not, like you said, it's not the police, I guess the tow truck guy is probably not gonna do, but I think we're
Okay.
day of or day after, we're gonna start cleaning it up. Because, I mean, get a flat tire because somebody had an accident, it's not fair for the citizens here. There's a lot of glass.
Anybody else for new business? All right, if we got nothing else, need a motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano? Mr. Spence, yay. Mrs. Damerman?
Yay.
Need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Dr. Scarpone?
Yay.
Mr. DeStefano?
Yay.
Mr. Spence, yay. Mrs. Damerman?
Yay.
All right, our next council meeting will be Thursday, September 3rd, 2026 at 7 PM. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.